Yes. How is Mr. Asha Owere-Wilson doing this beautiful fine morning?
Good morning to you, Romeo Busiku. Once again, of course, Mr. Asha Wilson Owere is okay and is sending you greetings from here. But of course, we know when we talk about the workers and the lockdown is of course affecting the workers more because many are now seated at home watching us from there, and they are not able to earn a living just because of this lockdown. But many have been crying out to NSSF that, look, we are saving with you, we've been saving with you for even more than 10 years, but we cannot access our funds, even though we haven't yet clocked more than 45 years. But today we understand there is the workers' representatives in Parliament, but also the workers' organizations like NOTU, which Mr. Asha Wilson Owere heads here, is meeting the president, or is expected to meet the president over the same issue, the NSSF bill that was passed in February, but up to now the president hasn't yet assented to it. And Mr. Asha Wilson Owere, first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother Stephen. And how's Busiku?
Busiku is okay, but now the workers are in a lockdown. Yeah. They are financially stressed. They are looking at NSSF, they're looking at you to make sure that at least they get something from NSSF. But the president hasn't yet assented to the bill. Today's meeting, how crucial is it, especially in this period?
No, today's meeting has been overdue because the workers really out there are suffering. And there's a lot of expectation from this bill. This bill is not only addressing the issue of midterm access, it is also addressing the issue of economic empowerment for the workers, especially at a crucial time like this. The bill we are talking about had gone through all the processes. That is from cabinet as principles, then it went to Parliament, to the committees, with the stakeholders, the workers, the employers, and other stakeholders had an input in making sure that this bill is actually caters for all the interest on all aspects, social security aspects in this bill. And it's going to cater, first of all, it's going to bring more money in the economy. Because there has been a perception of people saying that because the bill will take some of the money and so on. But this bill is opening up for more people to come in and save with the NSSF. So that one is going to bring even the huge amount of money, which is not even in the NSSF. Because only about 5% of people, of the workers, are saving with the NSSF. So what we need now is to open up so that other workers in the informal sector, who are almost 11 million workers, if all of them join and start saving, the saving culture will improve, first of all. Mm-hmm. Secondly, there are those workers who have not been saving. You find that employers who are not under-declaring workers, you find if they are lesser than 5, they cannot save. But now, even if you have one worker, they will save. That will also bring more income.
Yes, I understand, but some people are saying that, look, NSSF doesn't hold money in financial and monetary terms. NSSF has already invested, like for example in Simbe, elsewhere. If the bills are sent to and people are ready to access this money, they are saying that this is going to cause some financial crisis within NSSF. They don't have the money at hand, and many people are now financially stressed.
No, the issue is NSSF per month. Actually, the employers remit over 100 billion. So you cannot tell me that every month you only invest. Investment is good. They have invested the money, but there's money which is coming every month. Not only that, once you agree, you stagger the payment. It doesn't mean that when the law passes, everyone will come and pick the money. No, that is not the case. It can be staggered and then done in phases. And it can also be agreed on how this money can be disbursed. There are those people who are not interested in coming for the money. There are very few people who are actually want this money. And when you look at the investment of NSSF, where do they invest? They invest in housing and so on. So the investment, there are some of the money which has already matured. So they should not bring excuses. Because
that is the information that we're also passing to the president today?
Yeah, we have a lot of information that we are taking to him facts and figures about what we are saying. Not just talking, but we have already written, actually presented our written document to the president, which we are now going to, and we look for a win-win position. How do we sort out this? Because first of all, the bill is very, very important for the economy of this country. It is one of the things that actually will kickstart this economy after the lockdown.
Let's also talk about the teachers, because many are home. In the previous or the first lockdown, many of these teachers were home, and even now they are still at home. The president in the first lockdown promised them 20 billion shillings as a stimulus package. Many didn't get this money, and even now in the second lockdown, they're not working, especially those in the private schools. They're not working, and this money isn't yet released to these teachers. How are you, as the teachers, rather the leaders of the workers, going to present this issue before the president today?
No, first of all, I issued a statement last week, actually on Friday, giving Minister of Education 2 weeks to release that money. This issue is not about the president now. The issue about money which was released, that was a grant which was given by the president to the teachers, private teachers. Now, I don't see why, up to almost 1 year now, because that money was given in May last year. Today is July. That money has not reached the teachers. The Minister of Education, they are still running up and down, trying to create a kind of a system which does not work. Actually, the problem with that money is the Minister of Education officials. And for me now, and with the leaders, we are now looking at Minister of Education as the bad boys. And we are going to take action against them. So we should not even bother the president on that, because the president released the money. Now, if he released the money, 1 year along the road, why are they refusing to release the money? That is tantamount to sabotage. So they must be actually accountable to that money. Teachers, the private teachers are suffering. By now they would have created a kind of circle, like a revolving fund. Okay. And I will tell you that UNATU, the other time when we had issues with the president gave them money. Now today their circle is doing very well. Now, Minister of Education officials,
as we wind up,
government officials, they have to be very careful. Once a directive and the money is given by the president or the government, it must quickly, action must be taken. So my appeal to the private teachers, let them be calm. We are pursuing this issue. In a matter of urgency, we may also remind the president, but the honors now, it is with the Minister of Education.
Thank you so much, Mr. Asher Wilson Owere, the Chairman General, National Organization of Trade Unions, and of course for giving us this time on Morning at NTV. Of course, these issues, we shall be keeping our tabs on these issues as they go for the meeting, and of course, when they come out, we shall see what the workers are getting out of this meeting. Back to you, Romeo Busiko, and Fefe Chibuga, Stephen Imbide, handing back the microphone to you in the studios.
And a very good morning once again, my brother Stephen Imbide. He was talking to Notus Chairperson Asher Wilson Owere. Very good morning to you, sir. You're still watching Morning at NTV. A breather is in the offing, but we return shortly with Rubongoya and also Jacob Ayero.